All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem and Hawashai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, laboring in this truth in all sincerity. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Can somebody enlighten me on what's going on here? In Wal-Greens, there are these coolers, and this is where our drinks used to, we can just open it up and grab. Now it's kind of like all cartooned all the way down. So if you look here, then I'm looking here, and there's a sensor there and a sensor there. It says, wave your hand. Voice assistant coming soon. Okay? Pretty soon these doors aren't going to be opening. Really thick, actually, but this is where the food is. So what do you think this means for us as people of the United States of America? What does it mean? Wave your hand? Look at that. Why would that be on a door just to get drinks? Just saying. And it's all the way down. Watch your money. Watch your hand, because pretty soon they're going to make us chip it. That's all.
So the woman in this video is in Walgreens, somewhere in the country. She didn't specify a city or town, but she's showing some sort of biometric, or it may at this point just be a plain motion sensor that's on each one of these refrigerator doors at this particular Walgreens store. The technology is not totally set up yet, but once it is, an AI voice will speak to the customer who waves their hand over the sensor, and that particular customer will be able to interact with the artificial intelligence. So I read into this a little bit and came across this here. Walgreens has incorporated voice assistants for employees and scanning technologies for customers to improve in-store operations and customer experience. This reflects a broad modernization strategy that also includes pharmacy, automation, and AI-powered forecasting. Voice assistant technology. Walgreens uses voice assistant technology from Theatro to provide a heads-up and hands-free experience for employees. Faster communication. Associates can use voice-controlled wearable LOT devices to communicate with each other instantly. Increased efficiency. The system lets employees call for tasks like price checks or inventory lookups using automated commands, reducing time spent walking around the store. Enhanced customer service. By staying connected without a screen, associates can focus on customers while retrieving needed information or requesting backup at the register. So they're disguising it as convenience, which is pretty much how they're going to implement a lot of this. Is going to make it seem like it's making your life easier, or the customer's life easier, the employee's life easier. It's all a matter of convenience. At least that's how they push it out. And we obviously see where this is heading. Eventually you'll need to take that mark, which is the RFID micro C-hip, in order to even open those refrigerator doors. As you heard the woman say in the video, those doors were actually really thick, which means that they're setting this up now because they're anticipating, there are going to be people who resist the mark. People are going to resist that. People are going to be trying to flood these stores, trying to steal things. So they're already prepping these stores now in anticipation of that type of reaction from the masses. They are anticipating people trying to go into the stores and just stealing things off the shelves or from out of these refrigerators. That's why those doors are so thick like that. And eventually there will be a sensor there that you're going to have to scan that particular chip to even be able to reach and grab that particular item off the shelf in order to make that purchase. And so what we're seeing in this particular video is the beginning stages of this particular store getting pretty much trying to get you used to this new AI frontier as it pertains to shopping in Walgreens in the future here, the very near future at that. But not only that, this is going to eventually lead to even more job losses. AI is pretty much taking over. And these are just a few numbers that I came across here. Recent layoff announcements. UPS has either laid off or they're in the midst of laying off 48,000 employees. Amazon actually starting today is in the midst of laying off 30,000 employees. Intel, 24,000. Nestle, 16,000. Accenture, 11,000. Ford, 11,000. Novo Nordisk, 9,000. Microsoft, 7,000. Scroll down a little bit. Salesforce, 4,000. Target, 1,800. Kroger, 1,000. This is just the beginning of it. So I was just scrolling through some of those comments and also came across this here. This is from The Verge, their news and tech section. Amazon hopes to replace 600,000 U.S. workers with robots, according to leaked documents. Job losses could shave 30 cents off each item purchased by 2027. You see here, this guy, Elon Musk, put up a tweet roughly about a week ago, a little more than a week ago, stating AI and robots will replace all jobs. Working will be optional, like growing your own vegetables instead of buying them from the store. We know that's a bold-faced lie, at least the part about growing your own vegetables. The government actually has things in place to where they make that actually very hard for any individual to be able to do that on a large basis. That may be something you could do if you have a small backyard and you can keep people from actually seeing you doing that. But they're actually putting things into place now to where they're making it very difficult actually for you to be able to do that type of stuff on your own. They want you completely dependent on the government. So basically what this is leading to, where he says AI and robots will replace all jobs, working will be optional, we're heading towards a universal basic income. That's where this country is headed. Whether you voted for that or not, that's where this country is headed. And one of the main architects and advocates of this is this individual here that you see that I have up on this Twitter screen, Bernie Sanders. He ran for president a couple of times. He lost. And even though he has lost, one of the things he campaigned on, which was universal basic income, is what he's hinting towards right here. If you read this particular tweet and you see a billboard here actually that he's promoting. Stop hiring humans. The era of all employees is here. Artisan. And artisan is not to be confused with like us. You on the Subway or Jersey Mike's, those are sandwich artisans. Artisan in this particular case looks like the name of this particular company, and that's their AI representative is known as Artisan. So stop hiring humans. The era of AI employees is here. Billboards across the country are promoting the replacement of millions of jobs with AI and robotics. Great idea. One simple question. How will those displaced workers survive when there are no jobs or income for them? Wink, wink. He's actually hinting towards what he's been campaigning on the last couple of times he ran. AOC, his protege, she also campaigned on that, or she campaigns when she's running for whatever position that she holds in New York City. The same thing with that, there was a Moabite by the name of Andrew Wang. He may have lost a primary, but he was also another one promoting that universal basic income, UBI. So that's Bernie Sanders. That's an Amalekite, if I'm correct, but I'm pretty sure he's Amalek. Same thing with Andrew Wang. He is a Moabite. So I came across something real interesting here that I learned actually today. And this is Bernie Sanders actually co-signing and campaigning for the Ishmaelite dude that's running for mayor of New York City.
A lot more. Our job is... Let me cut to the chase. The billionaires have already spent $19 million to try to defeat Zohran Mamdani for mayor of New York. In this last week, they're going to spend a hell of a lot more. Our job is to do everything that we can to bring out the vote. Let's get our moms and our dads and our co-workers, our uncles, our aunts, everybody else to the polls. If we do that, we're going to make history and elect Zohran Mamdani the next mayor of New York. Thank you.
So there you have it. You have Bernie Sanders, who's an Amalekite, Andrew Wang, who is a Moabite, and this Zohran Mamdani is an Ishmaelite. But they're all socialists. They're all pushing this particular socialist agenda, which will eventually lead to the universal basic income. So as you can see, Moabite, Amalekite, Ishmaelite, just like Psalms 83, they're all in this thing together here. There's really no differentiation between them outside of their particular ethnicity and tribe. But as far as them conspiring together, that's what they do. So if you take a look at Psalm 83 verses 5 and 6, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, Bernie Sanders, and the Ishmaelites, Zohran Mamdani, of Moab, Andrew Wang, and the Hagarenes. So as we can see, the scriptures are a living, breathing, it is alive. The word is alive. It speaks to us. And if your eyes are open, you see these things and you're able to discern the times that we are actually in here. And so I'm going to also go to Psalms 10 and 6 concerning those particular nations that actually conspire together in one consent, as Psalms 83 and 5 and 6 mentioned. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And the NLT says they think nothing bad will ever happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever. Like, they honestly believe that the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, is not watching them, is not seeing the level of chaos that they're bringing to the planet. So, we're seeing massive layoffs, the cutting off of government social services, a weakening dollar, the rise of socialism and communism to replace this so-called democracy. Ultimately, this will all lead to the digital ID system and the social credit score, just like they have in communist China, along with the universal basic income, and ultimately the RFID micro C-HIP. So in these particular times, we have to stay prayed up. We have to pray to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, to increase our faith. We have to constantly be in prayer here, and we have to constantly be fasting. Fasting should be something that we're doing. I would probably say a few times a month, maybe once a week, a 24-hour fast, but it should be a normal routine part of prayer today anyway. So I'm going to end this with Revelation 3 and 10, just to kind of back up what I just stated there, and showing us the importance of patience in this particular hour that we're living in. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. I pray this has been edifying and reaches the ears it's supposed to reach. Shalom.